Hey guys, today's video has been highly requested, which I really was not expecting. Today I'm going to be taking you through my beauty spreadsheets. I love Excel and Google Sheets. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a nerd. I have both an Excel spreadsheet before I discovered Google Sheets, and it's too much work to combine them. So they both have different purposes for me. I use my spreadsheets to track my uses, keep track of my project pan items, both what products are in each project, as well as how many of each item I currently have in projects. I keep track of what products I hit pan in what year, what is in my makeup drawer of shame, my beauty empties versus what I'm bringing in, the totals, like all kinds of stuff. Today's video is definitely for those of you who are interested in what my nerdy beauty spreadsheets are looking like. This video will be a screen recording with a voiceover, but I wanted to sit down and show my face for the intro and outro. I hope I go into enough depth. I will link my Google Sheets like in a way that you can't edit it, obviously, in my description box, so you can go through it on your own time just to see it. Or I mean, you can come back to this video and click that link every once in a while if you'd like an updated version. I am warning you that this video will have spoilers for project pans. You will be able to see how many times I've used things since the last update. I'm thinking specifically like project 100 uses, things like that. So keep that in mind, I guess, while you're watching. I'm kind of nervous to share how neurotic my brain is, because I didn't start out with it like this. This has been over 3 years in the making. I made my very first beauty inventory in Excel 3 years ago and have just continued to add more data, different sheets, different things I want to track. Like I literally just did the unused / makeup drawer of shame tab a couple of weeks ago, but the makeup tracking one on Google Sheets I started in January of 2020. Like, I just love data. I love tracking uses. I want to know how many times it takes to hit pan on a product, how many uses are in a product, and is it worth the money? What is going neglected in my collection? Because sometimes you think, oh, I've used that a ton. And then I look at my spreadsheet and I'm like, I've only used that 5 times in the last year and a half. That is not well used in my collection, that sort of thing. If you didn't know, I have a finance degree, so I'm very well versed in Excel and all of those things. And that was like my favorite part of like my education and my, jobs before staying home with the kids, and combining spreadsheets and my love of makeup just seems like it makes a lot of sense for me. So this intro has gone on long enough, but I did want to explain to you what you're about to see. I will of course have a voiceover talking through what you're looking at as you're looking at my spreadsheets, but I know that this is unnecessary. You do not need to go to the lengths that I have. I just find it all very fascinating. So I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you enjoy seeing my spreadsheets. This is the original one I first did. It's just gotten more detailed, a little crazier every single year. It's a bit messy and not as like stylistic, if you can say that, more aesthetic than my other one on Google Sheets, which I have done more recently. These categories here are just in the order that they appear in my Alex 9 drawers. like my perfume is sitting on top in the first drawer. It contains my eyeliner, eye bases, mascara, brows, all those sorts of things in there. And then I have, you can see the brands listed, the product name or shade, whether it is cruelty-free or not, the price to repurchase. Some of these you can see are sample sizes. I did the math on these, so it was easy for me to put them into my empties once I finished them. And the date shows when I received the product. Over here shows the amount of my collection that is not cruelty-free by pan. So an 8-pan eyeshadow palette counted as 8. So I have 159 products I need to move through my collection in order to have a cruelty-free collection. So I'm 88% of the way there. And this is the current estimated value of my collection if I would have to replace everything that's in there as is, including the sample sizes. This is how much money I would be owed. Just looking at individual makeup items, I have 493 items of makeup. 50 of those are non-cruelty free. And I have been tracking my pans. So I've hit 6 eyeshadow pans so far in 2021. None in other categories, and I'm doing far better than other years. So you can see here in 2020, I only hit 5 pans in my collection overall, and that included, powder, bronzer, all of that. I do have the shades of everything listed out. We're going way down to my eyeshadow palettes. As you can see, I have the name of the palette, and then every shade has its own line here. I also make a note of the shades I hit pan on and when. Next tab over, oh my goodness, those kids are so loud as always, is my Pan Those Eyeshadows tab. This is the sheet that I use when I'm filming my Pan Those Eyeshadows videos. It has all of my eyeshadows listed. I took out to the black shades. I also have this non-cruelty free section, so I can just use the same numbers here. I didn't feel like I needed a new sheet. And as products come in, I've been adding them at the bottom. So you can see my Shroud and Butte Bean palette is the newest one that has come in. My empties versus buys, I list out everything that I have used up, the date, whether it's cruelty free or not, whether it was a full size or a sample size, and then I calculate the total. I like having this section right here as a roundup, especially at the end of the year. It makes it really easy for me to see I really should be prioritizing more non-cruelty free items. It's also getting a little trickier because now I'm in my 3rd year of my journey to a cruelty-free collection. I'm obviously having fewer items or more difficult items that are left to use up. And then these are the purchases / additions, and I like having this comparison. This is how much value I've used up out of my collection this year. This is how much money I have spent so far this year, but this is the value added. So for example, my BoxyCharm, I'm spending like between $38 and $40, but so this time in March is my example here. I only kept 3 items, but they are valued at $96. So that's where this difference here comes in. I can also see that I've used up 43 items out of my collection this year, but I've brought in 73. So I definitely need to slow down on that one. I'm also tracking my makeup empties. This should say 2021, obviously. I have them split up into categories as well as over here just to compare the years. I've only used up 9 makeup products and only one of them was non-cruelty free, and a lot of these are minis. So this Milk Hydro Grip counts as one primer, but as you can see here, I only gave myself $3 because I did do the math from, based on the full size and compared that to how much product was in that sample size. I need to get my butt in gear, that is for sure. This is my makeup inventory. I will have to do my July as of July 1st here, coming up soon-ish. I have been tracking since July of 2018, and my collection has definitely changed a lot since then. I only had 388 products 3 years ago, and now I have 502. Yikes. Jumping over to my Google Sheets, you can see I have quite a few tabs here. I have a lot of tracking spreadsheets. I told you this is going to be crazy. So here I have certain categories I'm tracking. I was inspired to do this by Too Much Tosh, and I'm tracking every single time I've used a product. I started this January of 2020. As you can see, some of these have notes by them, and I have estimated previous usage, being 50 on this one, for example. I did start a project 100 uses, so I have estimated previous usage. That's previous to January of 2020, as I've had these products in my collection for longer than that. I'm tracking eyeshadow palettes, primers, blushes, highlights, lip gloss, liquid lipstick, and it keeps going down through multiple categories. Not every single category, but these were the ones I wanted to track. Again, for Pan Those eyeshadows, I have every single palette listed in here so I can keep a better track of how many palettes are in my collection, which is, I just went by it, 66 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and these usages are just from 2021. So I can do the video that I did in the end of 2020, which were the palettes I didn't use at all during the year. I'm going to do that again. And then for tracking for my Pan Those eyeshadows, this is how I'm structuring that. It'll be a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but let's hop down, or not, to June. So the green is shades I met my goal on and were rolled out. And here I'm tracking how many times I've used them since my update, as well as the total uses. Once the total uses get over 30, I can roll them out whether they have pan or not. And it's just interesting to see the differences. Like, for example, I hit pan in this Wet n Wild shade after 23 uses, but I had 41 uses on this Kitten Duchess shade and no pan on that. I just find that very interesting. Many people have asked how I keep track of what is in projects, how many things of each category I have in projects. This needs to be updated a bit since I just filmed my Partners in Cream Project Pan update, so this isn't fully updated over here. But here in column B, you can see the type of products are all listed here. This is what's not updated currently. And you can see how many products of each category I have in. And this is across all projects. And I have all of my project pans I'm participating in at the top here, as well as all the products that are in. And the red ones are the ones I've met my goal on. I just want to keep track of how many items I've met my goal on per project for finales and such. Next over, I have my Project 100 uses. Here's another spoiler, I guess. Products I've used over 100 times are right here. That is going to be a video once I have more products. And then I filmed my intro May 24th, 2021, and these were the uses as of that update. And you guys have requested to see the usage on these two palettes here for my first update. So I will include those products. I'm also tracking the products I've hit pan on per year. 2018 was not successful. I did much better in 2019. Again, 2020 was not a good year. I only hit pan in 3 eyeshadows in all of 2020. And so far this year, I've hit pan in 6 eyeshadows, which I feel really good about, but also definitely want to increase that usage. And lastly, this video is so long. This is for my makeup drawer of shame.
This is so embarrassing. So this is the year and the month that things have entered my collection and are still unused. So crazy. Oh my gosh. So July of 2019, these 3 lip products entered my collection and I've never used them even once. Well, technically I've used these 2 just for a lip swatch, but like applied it for a clip and removed it and applied the next shade. So I didn't really feel like that counted. I grabbed this Milk Makeup Work blush as well as the Too Faced Primed and Peachy in my Shop My Stash that just went up recently. But like the ABH Jackie Aina palette, I wanted that for so long and still have not used it because I'm like scared to rough it up. I want it to stay pristine forever, which is ridiculous. I can say the same about the ABH Sultry palette here that I got in May of 2020. And I bought this off brand new off of Poshmark. Obviously, May 2020 was before I realized it would be in a holiday gift, but that's still bananas. Like, I've never used these things before, and there's so much on this list. So if you're wondering all that's in my makeup drawer of shame, here it is. All of these products. But that is everything.
I'm sure that was a lot of information to take in. I'm sure this video is a bit longer, although I haven't filmed the part that you just saw yet. I love my spreadsheets, as you can see. Let me know if you have one or if you're going to implement any of the things you saw in today's video into your own beauty spreadsheets. What do you think I've taken way too far? What did you like about them? If you have any tweaks that I can make to make them even better for myself, I would really love to hear your feedback. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.